All right. Good evening from London. Um, I've been horribly negligent. I think my last post was 3 weeks ago, and the last one before then probably was another 3 weeks ago. So it's safe to say in the last month and a half, at least, I've been extremely negligent, including with practice. Only in the last couple of weeks have I been picking up my game, but nowhere near the 2 hours a day minimum that I used to be putting. This is Monkey Shoulder. It's a gift that I gave my housemate for his birthday, and I'm drinking it right now. He's in Switzerland, so keep it between us. I'll make it up to him when he gets back. Maybe. So, I need to get back into the swing of things. A very dear soul in my life has asked me if I'm planning to gig. And I told her that I'm not going to be focusing on that until a couple of more important things get sorted. But that sounds dangerously like a lame excuse. And it's been an exhausting weekend, and I think I'm done. So I'm gonna spend tonight and all day tomorrow getting back into my musical groove so I can post for you guys every day again. I don't know when my next gig is gonna be. Um, Too much going on, and spending time learning songs I just feels takes me away from technique. I think what I'm going to do is scale down gigging instead of stopping it for a set period of time. I think I'm just going to gig once a month to get it out of my system, just to explore my chops and spend more time learning songs well, and see where that takes me. And then in the September, I'll go back to gigging twice a week again. Gigging. It's open micing. No one's paying me for anything, so I don't think you can call it a gig. So what I'm going to be doing is, for the rest of this week, kind of like what I said 3 weeks ago, is try to reestablish the foundations that I learned through my teachers for the last 2 years. And it won't take long, but I've got to get back into it again. I have a 5 year goal. I think goals are important. And what I'm going to be doing is essentially focusing on trying to establish some kind of a routine where I could just maybe put everything into a context that ultimately prepares me for songs. Because having to learn those difficult songs, difficult for me, was a real challenge. And then having to do them 2 to 3 nights per week, I realized I wasn't focusing enough on technique and all these other things. So I think the best way to go about it is to structure a plan that focuses more on the essentials and the foundations, and focus a little bit more on simpler songs, except for Desolation Row. Every now and then I will be attempting that song. I love how I could explore vocals with it. I love the fact that it's 120 lines of lyrics. So it's fantastic. I can't believe that's the song I started with my first ever gig, but there you have it. But I've lost my chops, if you wanna, what I had of them in the last 6 weeks. So there's no excuse, and we're going 4 minutes in. So yeah, it may be me going back to my usual rants, but it's a bit of a confessional too, and I think I owe it to myself to publish those low moments as much as possible. And this monkey shoulder is good. So I think what I'm going to do is literally just explore chord progressions and see what else I could come up with. And I'll probably make this a 30-minute vid. I don't think I want to go longer than that. So how about I not speak for the next 5 minutes, because I've been doing nothing but speaking for the first five, and find out what gets revealed, okay? just another G, isn't it? Yeah, G major in D shape. I'm talking, sorry. G, 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 G. My voice. G, 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 G. I want to explore D. Hold on. So this is an A major in D shape. A major in A shape. Let's just explore A. I don't like it. You know what? Just fool around with A. Let's see what happens. I don't like it. How about... Okay, it's 10 minutes, so I went 5 minutes with relatively little speech. Let's see, now let's A to B minor 7. A major in the D shape. Try that again. And then back down to A. Try that again. Okay. A major in D shape to B minor to A major A shape to G major. bit of a completion to that, right? So I went from G to F major and back down to A. I'm just trying to figure it out, and I figured do it live as a complete idiotic spectacle and then glorifying the results 5 years down the line. What chord is that? It's a D. What is that? F sharp over D? Is that what they call it? I'm gonna have to look that up. E, F sharp, G, A. So A would be the 5th. So all this fits into that. Okay, so let me go back to what I was doing earlier. A bit more monkey shoulder. I need to shave. Said B minor, right? So A major. Okay, so let me explore this. So on the A major scale, so A, B minor, so the second chord is minor. So A, B, C sharp, D. E is the 5th, F sharp, G sharp, A. Okay. Well, G sharp. Seven diminished, so it's a half step down. G sharp, so it's a G. See, I have to remember the theory all over again because I think that might be slightly incorrect. I'm not sure. Yeah, so let's go again. Yeah, this is going to be a rough start. But I've got all day tomorrow because as far as I could tell, I'm not working tomorrow. At least I hope not. I love my work dearly. But not tomorrow. I need to take some time off. There's no way I'm going to achieve advanced musicianship in 5 years if I'm not practicing minimum an hour and a half to 2 hours a day. My friend Andrew tells me no more need for more than an hour. Jamie even says the same. Jamie being my guitar teacher, Andrew being, well, he's my guitar teacher as well. The great thing about having friends who are musicians is that you can mooch off them, kind of like I'm doing with this monkey shoulder, which I bought as a birthday gift for my housemate. God, it's good. I'm not an alcoholic. I haven't had a drink in a long time. But God, do I love it. I wonder if I can sing words. Okay. Someone in somewhere down by the pond, looking for something to plant in the ground. Out in the field, they were turning the soil, upsetting your home. This water will boil. As I looked out the window and out on the road, they're bringing me presents and saying hello, saying words, words between the lines of age, words, words between the lines of age. If I was a junk man selling you cars, washing your windows and shining your stars, thinking your mind was my own in a dream, what would you wonder and how would it seem? Living in castles a bit at a time, the king started laughing and talking in rhymes, saying words, words between the lines of age, words, words between the lines of age. How about just like see, since my last gig almost 2 months ago, I had a quota that I was going to learn one new song per week, and none of that happened. I just let myself get distracted by work, and that's no excuse. I could have done the same amount of work and still put in the practice. So that's why I have this channel, to chronicle that entire journey over the next 5 years that I've been going through for the previous 20, definitely the previous 10. For me, music is one of those things that came and went in my life. I mean, in terms of playing, not listening. I've been listening to music my whole life. There was a short drought actually in the early noughts, uh, early 2010s, I should say, um, but it was a brief period. So until I started managing a couple of bands to do research for a novel that I love dearly, both the bands and the novel. But that's why I'm doing this. I want these next 5 years to capture the entire process of what it takes to become truly advanced as a musician. I'm not talking about great songwriter, but definitely a good singer. You know what? I should say definitely a good songwriter as well. If you commit from now, surely, and I'm not calling you Shirley, Naked Gun, sorry, Airplane, can't believe I said Naked Gun. Same actor though, Leslie Nielsen. Stellar, stellar, stellar talent. No one did a deadpan delivery like that, man. It's a hospital. What is it? It's a big building full of sick people, but that's not important right now. That joke is probably completely unknown to many people. So I think foundation wise, I'm going to leave these songs alone. Desolation Row, just like Tom Thumb's Blues and Words, are the only three songs I know beginning to end with guitar. So I think that's what I'm going to be doing, reestablishing my foundations while at least learning one simple song and just trying to put everything I can into it and then develop from there. And I'll revisit the other three songs for sure when I start gigging again. So I think the working plan now is to do an open mic probably end of May and do a monthly thing for the course of the summer. And then September, get right back into it with 2 open mics per week until I figure out a way to get this whole thing right. So that's it. I'm going to leave it like that in terms of plan. But let's see if I can finish something with this exploration of A. So. No, I don't want to go to A minor. It's much better. Maybe A major 7. Ah, A major 7 maybe. All right, let's give that another go. Now I'll go from G to that. I don't know. Let's find out. That doesn't work, does it? So yeah, I'm gonna go back to the theme stuff like a Metronome Monday and song skeletons. I'm gonna put that on hold for a little while. I'm simply not ready to write a song, and I'm not inspired to. I think that's more the reason. But I am going to be studying all this other stuff that leads to songwriting for sure, and working more time on my voice. I don't think I'm gonna do vocal stuff more than once a week. Yeah, every week I'll cover something new that I'm trying to do vocally, and demonstrate my progress through that. And then I think that's all I'm gonna do. I'm stripping it down. I'm making it a bit more of a simple posting. Like I said, I don't want to be an editor. I just want to shoot and post. This could be complete rubbish as a video, so be it. But I'm going to do my absolute best to make them as compelling as I can. But I definitely need to chronicle everything that I do in the next 5 years. That's for sure. I need to see that progress when I get there. So I think that's where I'm going to leave it at. Thank you for paying attention. Um, and as far as strumming and rhythm and stuff like that, well, I think that's something I'm just going to have to integrate into the weekly thing. No point in showing progress day to day on a specific thing. So vocals once a week, strumming pattern, strumming technique once per week, finger play Fridays. Yeah, that's a weekly thing as well, where I do a new exercise. And now that I'm not doing the dog walking side hustle, God, I miss that job, but it had to go. There's just no room for it in my life. So I'm a retired dog walker, at least until September. Uh, I'm always gonna do stuff for that guy. He's brilliant. Probably one of the best. I'm not an employee type, so if there's some people who are like I would definitely have as an employer, it's that guy, for reasons that I'll reveal in the distant future. It'll make one hell of a great movie. And yeah, when you have a goal, when you're starting off with a goal, you don't realize how much of your time it takes. And that's when you start having to trim the fat and eliminating the things that really get in the way of it. There's just no way to integrate everything. And you come across that barrier throughout your life because you're always pushing, always trying to evolve into a new direction. And you don't always anticipate these things. And I showed that type of evolution earlier in my vids. But I think taking this time off, I'm trying to turn it into a plus, even though there's no excuse for practicing less. This first return should be something I'm dazzling you with, and I know for sure that this 30 minutes was not dazzling for you. But it's part of the public record. Thank you for paying attention. God bless. And I will see you tomorrow with Metronome Monday or something Monday. Yeah, something related to that. A metronome oriented exercise, show how far I've gone down in terms of ability and lost what was gained 2 months ago, and start from there. But I'm going to put in a bit of practice before I do the post and see if I can come up with an exercise that I will stick to and track the progress of in the next month. Yeah, that's it. Bisous, bisous.